Salutation to all our future judges. In this video, we are going to see the Code of Civil Procedure 1908 Part 11, Sections 38, 39, 40, 41, 42 and 43. If you have not seen the earlier part, that is Part 10, I am providing the link in the iCard. You can watch that part. If you want to watch the entire playlist, I am providing the link of the playlist in the description. Codes by which decrees may be executed. Section 38. Code by which decree may be executed. Simply imagine there is a court A. This court A passed a decree. This court can execute the decree. Simple thing. This A court can transfer the case to B court. This A court can pass the decree to B court. This B court can also execute the decree. So simply the court which passed the decree can execute the order, or it can send it to another court. That court can also execute the decree. Now let us move to section 39. Transfer of decree. 39 subclause 1. The basic factors when a decree can be transferred. The main condition is the decree holder must make an application. That is very important. The decree holder should file an application in the court saying that this decree is to be transferred for execution. Let us move to the second aspect. Imagine I am asking the court. Imagine I am the decree holder. I am asking the court to transfer this decree from one court to the other court. I am filing an application. When I am asking or making that request, I should ensure that the other court to which I am asking the decree to be transferred is having a competent jurisdiction. Let us understand this by way of an example. Court A is there and court B is there. I am filing an application in court A stating that my decree needs to be transferred to B court. So this B court should have competent jurisdiction. I need to check this before filing the application. So there are 2 points. If I want decree to be transferred from one court to another court, I should file an application. Second thing is I should ensure that the court to which the decree is transferred is having competent jurisdiction. Let us move further in this particular section. Let us take the example again. I am asking transfer from court A to court B. So what the court has to check? Imagine there is one person called as X. He is residing within the jurisdiction of B court. He is doing his business, or he is residing in the jurisdiction of B court, or he personally works for gain within the limits of this court, that is B court. In that case, the court can transfer. Let us go to the second scenario. If this X has no property within A court jurisdiction, his property is within B court jurisdiction. In that case, he needs to apply for transfer of decree from court A to court B. Now let us try to understand this further. Imagine X has to give 10 lakh rupees, 10 lakhs, and he has a property within court A jurisdiction which is worth 8 lakhs. So there is balance 2 lakhs, for which this X is having another property within B court's jurisdiction which is worth 2 lakhs. Then that property can also be attached. So 10 lakh property entirely can be situated within B court's jurisdiction, or it can be partly situated within B court's jurisdiction. In both these cases, what will happen is the court will permit to transfer the decree to that B court. Now let us move to the next subclause. Imagine a decree which states that a sale is to be done, or the court may direct delivery of immovable property. 2 things: sale, one thing, and the second is delivery of immovable property. They can ask to sell the immovable property, or the court can pass a decree to deliver the immovable property. In both these situations, where the immovable property is situated outside the local limits of the jurisdiction, In our case, it is court A. It is not within the jurisdiction of court A. It is outside court A. It is within the jurisdiction of court B. In that case also, the A court can transfer the degree to B court. Let us move to the next subclause, which is subclause D. Other than the above said three factors or three subclauses, if there is anything else which the court deems to be necessary or deems to be fit, in that case, this court A will say, these are the reasons for transferring the case from my court to court B. They will record these reasons, then they will transfer this. Let us move to subsection 2. Now, we have a question in our mind. The question is whether the court can transfer a decree on its own motion. So, if the court which passed a decree feels that it needs to be transferred to a subordinate court, then in that case it can do it on its own motion. Imagine A court. This court is a superior court. Let me write it as SC. It is not Supreme Court, it is a superior court. And there is another court B, which is a lower court or inferior court. So this court A has passed the decree. Then this court can transfer to B on its own motion because that B court is under its control. It is a lower court. So superior court can transfer the case to the lower or inferior court. There is no problem. And in this case only, the court can do it on its own motion. Let us move to subsection 3. In this section, if the words court of competent jurisdiction is used, what it actually means is explained in this particular subsection. When I am making an application to transfer a decree to court A, I am filing an application directly to court A. In that case, if that court has got the jurisdiction to try the suit itself, then that court is considered to be a competent court or court of competent jurisdiction. Now let us move to subsection 4. In this case, we need to understand that this particular section does not give any right to a court to execute a decree for which any person or property is outside its jurisdiction. Let us try to imagine the scenario where I have filed the case in court A. A court is there. In that court, I have filed the case. The court is trying to execute the decree. But the problem is, the person against whom the decree is being executed resides in the jurisdiction of court B, or his property is in court B's jurisdiction. In that case, A cannot execute the decree. This section will not permit that. That is what is stated in this particular subsection 4. The next question which comes to our mind is, imagine a scenario where the decree is to be transferred to a court in another state. This is dealt in section 40. So what needs to be seen is that the rules in that state, that is the state to which you send the decree for execution, is to be taken into consideration. Imagine I am getting a decree in Tamil Nadu, state of Tamil Nadu. I want to execute this decree in the state of Uttar Pradesh. Then how I can execute this? So what I will see is, I will see what are the rules which are used in Uttar Pradesh. I'll follow that rules and send it for execution to that particular court which is having a jurisdiction. Let us move to section 41. I am sending from court A to court B for execution. Court A is in some other jurisdiction, court B is in some other jurisdiction. So when I send this to court B has to execute the decree and give a certificate saying that this decree is executed. Or if it is not in a position to execute, it should state the reason Why it was not in a position to execute the decree. This is section 41. Let us move to section 42. Powers of court in executing transferred decree. Imagine court A is sending to court B for execution. So what power court B will have to execute the transferred decree? The explanation given may not be that easy in the first reading itself. So I'll try to explain it in a simple manner. Imagine court A is giving the decree, court B is executing the decree. So court B will have the same power as court A. As simple as that. It will get all the powers of A. Imagine some person is disobeying or obstructing the execution. In that case, the court to which the decree is transferred can punish that person as if that court, that is court B, itself has passed the decree. And all rules with respect to appeal will be the same as if court B has passed the order. If there is an appeal from, imagine, court B to C, then this normal appeal will also lie. Let us move to subsection 2 under section 42. In general, there are many powers which are given to a court. In general. And we have seen that in subsection 1 of section 42. In addition to all those things, they have given some specific powers which are given to the court which executes the decree. Now let us move further. 42. Subsection 2, subclause A. This court can also send the decree for execution to another court under section 39. That is, A court is sending to B court. B court can send it to C court. That is the point. So that is A. Let us move to subclause B. 42, subsection 2, subclause B. Imagine court A is transferring the decree to court B. Court B is trying to execute the decree. During that stage, the judgment debtor dies. In that case, his legal representative can be brought in by court B. Let us move to subclause C. It can order attachment of a decree. The court B has got this power. Let us move to subsection 3 under section 42. If a court is passing any order which we saw above, in that case, this court has to send a copy to the court which transferred the decree. In this case, B court is passing an order. Then that copy should be sent to court A. As simple as that. Let us move to subsection 4 under section 42. To put it in a simple manner, the court to which the case is being transferred, in our example, it is court B. Court B shall not have the power to order execution at the instance of the transferee of the decree. This is the first point. Second point is, if a decree is passed against a firm and now that decree needs to be executed, then the power to grant leave to execute such a decree against any person is not available with the court which is executing the decree, that is court B. But there is an exception. If that person is a person referred in clause B or clause C of subrule 1 of rule 50 of order 21, then in that case, yes, the court to which the decree is being sent for execution, that is court B in our case, will have a right. In general, they won't have. If that person is falling under this category, in that case, they will have the right. Let us move to section 43. If there is a civil court to which this civil procedure code does not extend, or to put it in a simple manner, does not apply, in that case, how a decree can be executed? So simply what they'll do is, they'll send it to the court which falls under this CPC for execution. Let us try to understand this by way of an example. Imagine there is court A. Court A clearly says that CPC will not apply to our court. In that case, what can be done? then in that case, this court can send it to court B, which has got a jurisdiction. So, court B will execute based on the transfer of decree. To simplify it further, the court to which the code extend has a right to execute the decree without any problem. If it does not extend, then that court will send it to the court which has got a right to execute in accordance with this civil procedure code.
If you like the video, please do press the thumbs up button and leave your comments in the comment section. And do subscribe the channel and also share the channel with your friends. Let us join hands together and contribute for a learned society. Thank you.